The last 48 hours have been absolutely crazy. Manuel Ugarte was joining Chelsea, he picked Chelsea, all of a sudden everything's ready to go, and then we get a here we go from Fabrizio Romano to PSG. Now Chelsea have set their sights on Romeo Lavia and Moses Caicedo, and there are ongoing conversations with both clubs and players' representatives. Kai Havertz, it looks like his move to Real Madrid is imminent, but is it? Because we will break down the sources, how reputable they are, and how honest this news is, and why Pochettino does not want him to leave. And finally, my prayers have been answered. The player I've been asking for literally 3 years is going to potentially come to Chelsea. Chelsea have put in a bid for Maignan. Let's get into it. Let's break this down. You know what to do. Let's go. Oh yeah, one more thing. Your boy's married now. Welcome to the Kavkas View. I think it's very important that we just get right to it and start talking about the stuff, and we'll do the admin later. So, Manuel Ugarte, what's going on? Well, before I went to my wedding, the day before I traveled up to the venue in Norfolk, I thought this deal was as good as done. I thought this deal was literally moments away from being concluded. All the reputable sources, Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, everybody's coming out with he's chosen Chelsea. The reports in Portugal have reiterated that there were 2 deals on the table. Number 1 was from PSG. PSG were willing to meet the release clause of 52 million euros, and they were willing to pay it in 2 installments. They were going to break it up into 2 payments and offer the player 5 million euros a year. Number 2, Chelsea. 5 payments of 52 million combined, and more importantly, Chelsea were willing to pay 3.5 million euros a year because Chelsea wanted to maintain their wage structure, and they said they don't want to pay him above market value. That's what we knew as of Friday. I haven't made a video since then, so I've caught you up. Then PSG apparently had second plans. They had new ideas and got very furious and decided to increase his wages from 5 million to 10 million. And this is where the controversy starts. Because Chelsea apparently told Sporting, this is unacceptable and we're pulling out of these negotiations. Because they already had an agreement for the player, they already thought the player was theirs, and now Chelsea are furious with all parties involved. And this is an interesting situation because the more we read about this, the more time we wait, the more information is coming out. Allegedly, according to Ben Jacobs and other people, Chelsea have a deal with Sporting that they will invest and buy a stake in their club in the future. They could negotiate a good deal. So it's almost setting up deals for the future by having you scratch my back, I scratch yours environment. Sporting want this deal to go through. Sporting want to send Ugarte to Chelsea. However, Ugarte wants the 10 million euros a year. Guys, let's think about this logically, and let's think about this from a non-biased Chelsea fan standpoint. Ugarte is getting 6.5 million extra a year in euros, and Ugarte gets to play in the Champions League. Why on earth is Ugarte not going to want to go to PSG over Chelsea? The reality is, the only thing that could stop him from doing so is his competitive edge. But at this moment in time, 6.5 million reasons I can give you why he would not want to go a year. And that's the reality of the whole situation. Then Fabrizio Romano hit us with the here we go. And it looks like this deal is basically a done deal because PSG are going to get their man. Chelsea have now diverted their attention to Caicedo and Lavia, and we'll be breaking that down. But that's your rundown of what's going on with Ugarte. I need to understand how you lot feel about this. I'll give you my opinion after I give you the Caicedo and Lavia. But before I get to that, I need you lot to do me a massive favor now. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 2,000 likes on this video. It's June. It's time to start building the channel in the direction that I want it to go. And this is the summertime. This is what we capitalize. So let's go. And follow me on the Instagram if you guys want to keep up with how my wedding was and how literally just the little things about me and just build a relationship. Like, send me some DMs relating your football queries. I respond. Now let's move on with the story. What we've consistently been hearing and it's been non-stop is that it's going to be Ugarte and Caicedo. It was never or Caicedo. It's always been Caicedo, 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 Caicedo. So now that we're hearing that Chelsea have pulled out of the Ugarte deal, the person that's coming up with a lot of links and a lot of drive is the person that was the second favorite, Lavia. Romeo Lavia is another player that Chelsea are looking at, and they've really set their lights on him. Considering the fact that they've got relegated, this should be a very easy deal to make unless there are competition from other clubs, and then it gets a little bit more complex. But the fee is simple. It'll be around about 14 million euros, and I think it's going to be a good deal for Chelsea to make. I just want to see how this pans out. But now let's get into the Caicedo deal, because this is where it gets a little bit complex. Moses Caicedo is an individual that has really taken over the Premier League by storm. He went on loan, came back, signed for 4 million, and really cemented his space in the Brighton team, and this year cemented himself as one of the best midfielders in the league. What I like about him is his drive, tenacity, and more important, his technical ability on the ball in tight areas and willingness to be a man off a dribble. He's very comfortable in doing all three of those things, being able to have a very good engine on him to play the box-to-box role, but also the discipline and intelligence to play the lone six if required to. It's not his natural position, but he can do it to a very good stand. What's interesting is Brighton went somewhere near of the region of £100 million for this player. And the reason why they want that kind of fee is due to the fact that Chelsea have set the precedence for centre midfielders. When we signed Enzo Fernandez, it was very obvious what we were doing, right? We went and broke the market and we reinstated what the value of a player is. That's my personal opinion. And we caused a lot of damage because now everyone's prices have gone up. Everyone goes, whoa, if Enzo's worth 125 million euros, I think my boy over here is worth 100 million euros. In other cases, Mason Mount is worth 70 million euros. So do you understand what's happened over here? Brighton are willing to negotiate and lower the price, but they are only going to do so if a player is returned in return for a significantly nice discounted price. The rumors are that it could be Levi Colwill. I don't see this happening. I think Chelsea are going to keep a hold of him just purely based on the PR damage that it would do if we get rid of him, because it's a clear indication to the youth team and any of the graduates coming out that you're just not as important as anyone that we're going to buy. You can come through the ranks, you can go on loan, you can prove yourself, but you're not coming in and playing for us. And unless the player pushes for it, I don't see it happening. So we need to stay tight and engaged with a story. I think there's a lot more to come out in the coming days. Now onto a deal that's got me very upset, because for those of you that followed this channel for a while, you know I really rate Kai Havertz highly, right? I think Kai Havertz has got all the potential to become a top tier player. Like, I genuinely believe he's technically gifted, he can hold the ball up, he's intelligent, he's clutch. And more importantly, if you don't ask him to be something he's not, he's a very good player. If you ask him to be in behind a striker, ghost into positions, link up a little bit of play, and get you 15 goals a year, he can do it. Problem becomes is when you start asking him to be a target man and asking him to do the due diligence and the heavy carrying of the goals, he's not going to do it, and arguably underperform. But Real Madrid and Florentino Perez and Carlo Ancelotti see his potential, and they're willing to replace him with Benzema. Whether this is the right move for Real Madrid, we don't care. This isn't a Madrid channel. We are about the Chelsea standpoint. Chelsea are willing to accept the fee somewhere around about 53 to 60 million pounds. Mauricio Pochettino is heavily against this move, and now we're getting reports from Marca in Spain and Bild in Germany that this deal is imminent. I don't believe this one bit, because we haven't had a bid of 60 million submitted. The player is keen to move on if the offer is right, but does not going to force a move out the club as of this moment. We've not seen anything like this. Kai Havertz likes his life in London. But at the same time, there are rumors that he's not totally convinced with the project at hand. For me, I think it's very, 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 very important that just generate and calculate what we're going to do, because we can't be just selling players willy-nilly and being stuck with Ziyech and Pulisic next year. We need to be very calculated in how we're doing it, and not pro getting our best talents out and weakening our overall squad. I hope Poch gets what he wants in keeping Kai Havertz. I think Kai Havertz is a very good footballer, and there's going to be a lot of running in his legs. I think they're regurgitating stories at this moment in time. I wouldn't be surprised if Kai Havertz releases that he signed a new contract with Chelsea and starts negotiating one. This is the update we have so far. And the final story that has come up just today was the Maignan story. Maignan has been linked with Chelsea, and apparently Chelsea have submitted a 60 million euro bid for him. This seems very interesting. These are reports from Italy. It's an interesting stance from Chelsea, considering that we all know what Kepa's like. We need to go and secure a new keeper, in my opinion. This is a move that I've been manifesting. It's a move that I've been dreaming of. It's a move that I've been pushing myself on this channel consistently. And the fact that Chelsea are actively going and doing it now tells me now that they have the same concerns as I do. Maignan, very good with his feet, very good in the air, good shot stopper, and a leader. That's one thing that for Kaya Tomori, he really wanted to reiterate: the way that he communicates, the way that he talks, the way that he's always instructing people. We saw that even with a limited caps that he's got in the French dressing room, he's the vocal one, he's the one that's shouting, he's the one that's chatty patty. So I respect it. I love it, actually. It makes me very happy to see an individual so flamboyant and so expressive and so leadery, if that's a word, someone that's in charge coming to this club. Hopefully we can get this deal done, and hopefully this isn't just paper talk. But guys, this was the Kavkas View. I've given you a good roundup of the big stories from the last few days. Content's going to start becoming a bit more consistent from now on, considering the fact that I'm going to release tomorrow and after tomorrow and the day after. I'm flying to the Dominican, so the next night you'll start getting content again. Man's going to go on his honeymoon but still be working, so if you appreciate that, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.